Welcome back, everybody, to another edition of Sunday Sugo, the segment where we answer questions submitted by you guys at home and chat the beauty and culture of the country of Italy. And today it takes us to Genoa, the busiest port city on the Italian Riviera in the region of Liguria. Has anybody been to Genoa before? Yeah, the Autostrada dei Fiori, the beautiful highway that can take you from Genoa, basically all the way to the southern coast of France, the Costa Azzurra, one of the most beautiful highways, beautiful little towns all around there, by the way, in Liguria as well. And the food I've heard is pretty good too.
The focaccia in Genoa is to die for.
Oh, the pesto sauce there, right?
Oh, you would love it there, Pop. You would love the food.
That looks delicious.
You'd like a bit of trophy, eh, Papa?
I would love that.
You love it. Usually you go only for red pasta, but...
Seafood in a port town is a must, isn't it?
Would you eat that?
No.
I know, Poppy, that's not your favorite.
You don't like the tentacles?
It's not my favorite.
Anytime we get calamari as an appetizer at a restaurant, she tries to be nice about it, and she's like, you guys have it.
Well, she found out it's octopus last time. That's why she didn't want it.
Obviously, Genoa, it's like a hidden gem, isn't it, though, of Italy? You speak really highly about the region, Matteo, a lot when we cover Genoa. We've got some questions this week for Sunday Sugo. Let's start with the first one. Dream transfer window for each Scudetto challenger. Ooh. Tony, how about you go first and start us off with Milan?
We'll start with Milan. I'm going to go Robert Lewandowski from Barcelona.
Wow.
I watch Barcelona every week just to see if Ferran Torres continues to score so that they push Lewandowski out the door a little bit more. 37 years old. I mean, he'd be incredible. Been some rumors about it.
You think it's possible?
Is it possible? Probably not in January, but got my fingers crossed.
He's making €20 million net a season. That seems like a hard pill to swallow for Milan.
Show more pictures of the food.
But yeah,
he changed his mind.
It'll
be like Giroud. Remember how Milan got Giroud and then how well Giroud did?
Yeah.
It's not easy to replace a striker.
Maybe Modric can convince him. Marco, Roma, who could they bring in?
So forget about salary. Don't use that as your argument. Mohamed Salah back to Roma. How amazing would that be? He's got a problem with Arne Slot. That's music to my ears. He's got to cut his salary. He started, he was at Fiorentina, he was also at Roma. That's where he ended up getting his big move. Gasperini's desperate for an attacking player. I love it. This will put them back into that conversation if you could get Salah.
If money wasn't an object, you could see it, but when he's going to be getting Saudi money calling in the horizon,
follow your heart, Salah, please.
That's going to be a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, these guys, their heads are in outer space. Lewandowski, 20 million. Salah, 20 million. No chance. Salah's about to get a contract of a lifetime in Saudi Arabia. I've gone for something actually realistic, which is John Lucumi, the Bologna center back, to Inter. I know it doesn't sound as sexy as these two names, but it actually could happen, right? And this would be a dream because Inter, the one thing they didn't do, they reinforced the midfield, right, by bringing in Sucic, and the attack by bringing in Pio Esposito and Angjon Boni. But they didn't really get that young defender, right? They only have Bisek that they throw on when they worry that the team that they're playing against can hit in behind like they did against Liverpool, right? They had Bisek playing that Acerbi role. They need another young center back. The issue, De Vrij is too old. Acerbi's too old now. He's basically getting carted out when it's a big team in Serie A, and that's all the games he plays. So you bring in Lucumi and you put him next to Akanji and maybe Bisek and Bastoni. Suddenly you've got a younger quartet there that you can look at the future and say, okay, I can see how this unit's going to grow together now.
You think it's realistic for Bologna to sell their best center back in January?
Because all their best players in the past? They
wouldn't sell him in August.
Because it was the last few days of the transfer market. In January, they have a whole month. You don't think those Bologna scouts are looking already at the post-Lucumi? These guys are playing 4D chess, man. The Bologna scouts and the Bologna director, these guys are doing next-level work.
Okay, next question then. Who is currently the most exciting player to watch for the future of Serie A? Kenan Yıldız would be
I'm
the
a
obvious
Nico
one,
Paz
right?
fan. I just like Nico Paz. I don't know, maybe it's the left foot. Maybe they just look a little bit different. The way he plays, got some Dybala vibes to him, you know, and so smooth on the ball, does everything. He's a good passer of the ball, runs, gets around the field. They play in a way. I mean, think about it. Como's almost built around him right now. I know they're going to lose him soon, right? Probably at the end of the season, they won't be able to keep him. But he's one of those players. Like when I turn on the TV, I'll sit and watch him all day.
I'm liking Palestra from Cagliari. It's also because we're desperate for a right back, an Italian right back, and
you
he's
want him in the national team in March, right?
Without a doubt,
Yeah,
without a doubt. I watch every Cagliari game just to see how he does. And if you look at his numbers, 20 years old, very good with both feet as well. He's actually fast, which we don't have any fast players who do this well at Cagliari, and he's a dribbler. In Serie A, he's the 4th top dribbler, and that's as a right back, and he's the 1st for an Italian player. So maybe that speaks a lot to not having technical Italian players, but I like what I see from this kid. In March, put him in, I would replace him for Di Lorenzo. At least call him up to the national team and see if he can handle the big stage.
I still think the only player that we have in Serie A that is potentially a generational world-class player is Kenan Yıldız. He's the only guy I see that I'm like, he could go on to become the best player in world football, and I don't think that of any other player in Serie A.
Nico Paz, no.
Nico Paz I think, could go on to be genuinely world-class, but I still think that Yıldız...
I think Yıldız could be the best player in world football.
I think he has the best chance out of anyone in Serie A. I don't think personally, I don't think it's going to happen, but my point is, I feel like he's the one with the best chance of being like this generational talent that we have. I mean, he's 20 years old? Yeah. 21 years old, and he's already done all this, and he's improving every year, and he's playing for a team that's so dysfunctional, that's had 3 different managers in the last 12 months. Imagine what he does in a team that's actually competent, because Juventus are incompetent at the moment.
Last one, Christian Pulisic. Is he the best player in Serie A?
Yeah.
Obviously, he's had his injury problems this season, right? But if we kind of look past the injury problems and still look at the numbers that he's produced for Milan this season, is it hard to argue against it?
Yeah, I would say, especially when you look at how many goals he scored in important games. When he's been brought on, he's saved results for Milan in huge moments. And I think the narrative around him has started to change. Elsewhere, they see the talent that he has, the relentlessness. He's dealt with some injuries and fever. He was sick, yet he still fought through it. So, yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Yeah, it's hard to argue. At the moment, right, we could, if Serie A player of the season was chosen now, it'd be him.
Yeah, I think so too. He's been really good, hasn't he? The last one was, will Micah Richards come out of retirement and sign with Milan?
Milan probably offer him something.
Fiorentina need him more.
So
bring him to Fiorentina.
Wow, can you imagine?
If Micah Richards got out of retirement and played for Fiorentina and saved them from being relegated, he'd be a hero. They'll get rid of the David and they'll put Micah as a statue.
Just to conclude the Sunday Sugo segment, as always, we take one submission. This one from Marco Buglioni. Someone, usually Nonna, is up before anybody else starting La Salsa di Pomodoro. Wow. It sounds familiar on a Sunday morning. You wake up to the sound of a wooden spoon tapping the pot and the smell of simmering garlic, basil and tomatoes filling the entire house.
Very vivid from Marco Buglione, isn't it?
Very.
How much food is Marco eating?
It's comforting. Alarm clock that we never questioned. Is that how it was for you, Marco?
That's a proper meal right there. You always have to have something sweet at the end. Otherwise, it's not fully complete. I love this segment, by the way. This is great.
Me too. If you want to be part of our segment, then scan this QR code. Tell us about your Sunday traditions for a chance to be featured on the show, and send in your questions as well. We can't wait to answer some of them.